I'm here with my bro Brady. We're going into Christmas, driving along beautiful Tauranga. Brady's very aware of the economic scenario here in New Zealand. What's going on?
Well, it's not good. Not good.
It's on the road.
It's not good. I tell
What's
you
happening?
that. What is happening, Luke, is that the coalition government here in Aotearoa has set its primary goal, fiscally, financially, economically, to reduce the deficit, which was historically at a high point due to government spending during COVID, which was an international phenomenon. We're not totally unique there. Our official government debt, and this discounts private debt, being banks, mortgages, etc., was 40% of GDP, which is very moderate relatively internationally.
So what are they doing? What are they?
It's debt to GDP,
Yeah.
40%. So there's an old unimaginative prescription, and it's been called over the decades austerity.
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 Is that like Austrian economics?
No. Austere.
Austerity.
Yeah, the
Very austere.
very austere, dry and grim and joyless.
Dry, grim and joyless.
Life denying.
Uh-huh.
Life denying, like austerity, austere. And
Right, so that's the policy they're pursuing.
yes, and
Nazis.
how that, what that, and we've seen it, cuts to government departments. We've seen some big slashes to both their budgets, their staffing in the public sector. Government departments have been asked to make savings and etc. etc. Entire government departments within ministries have been eliminated. They've really taken the blowtorch to government spending. Now, the result has been a spike, predictably, in unemployment. Now, people, when they're working, funnily enough, pay taxes. So,
PAYE.
yes, they're captured at source. You know, they can't sort of hide in the Isle of Man or, or the Virgin Islands,
Yeah, Virgin on the
or
ridiculous.
the Cook Islands.
Yeah,
do a Paradise
Wine boxing
Papers.
away up there.
Do a Paradise Papers
Yeah.
little, double Irish trick. Unfortunately, that loophole isn't available
Panama
to you.
Papers.
To a working stiff. So what happens?
Work until you are. The rigor mortis sets in.
Unemployment goes up, and those people, surprise, surprise, were paying tax, which went to fund both the government finances, the interest on their debt, and government services. So surprise, surprise, that gets cut further. Then what happens? The people who've lost jobs suddenly putting their hands up for WINS support, work and income. Government
Job seeker.
yeah, etc. Welfare
Seeking
spending.
non-existent jobs.
Welfare spending skyrockets.
Yeah.
And suddenly the government's faced with the
Red
goal
light.
of trying to both their tax take and what they have to spend is suddenly way out of kilter.
Very good floor grinders.
So now
Very good floor grinders.
they've predicted they're going to get the deficit down to, balance the books, if you like, by 2028. They've now there's an acronym for it which I won't go into, but it's a quarterly economic preview.
Yeah.
They're now saying they're going to have to push that out, and it's hardly a surprise, is it?
Yeah.
Now, it's an old prescription, and it's based on sort of all debt is bad.
Bad debt, yeah.
But in point of fact, the economics of debt is very complicated.
Yeah.
And there's all sorts of debt, some's good. The difficulty for New Zealand is we're now deep in the throes of a recession,
Right.
you know, and it's been deepened and it's been lengthened by any set of metrics you care to use. On top of that, poverty in New Zealand is going through the roof, particularly child poverty, as Susan St John, the economist at Auckland University, has been pointing out. You know,
Right.
it's getting diabolical. We also have a housing crisis. So, and now we're coming into an employment crisis. Retail in this country, which is highly dependent on people having disposable income,
Yes.
is suffering. We're shortly to drive through downtown Tauranga, which is a beautiful edifice that's empty and rotten and hollow in the middle.
One more time, we're just about to go into a beautiful edifice that's rotten and hollow in the middle.
Downtown Tauranga.
Tauranga.
Flash buildings, all the nice looking things, but then suddenly you start counting the to let signs on the businesses, on the shop premises, and there's heaps of them. It's called a recession, and the tragic thing, we've been through this, an entire generation wouldn't have even been born when we last went through something like this. It was a Minister of Finance, and again another national-led administration, and the Finance Minister's name was Ruth Richardson.
Yes.
And it was called Ruthonomics.
Yes.
And about the same time as Britain and their Conservatives were doing exactly the same treatment to their economy.
So here we are at downtown Tauranga. Sorry to interrupt you, right? Carry on.
So
This is it.
it's an unimaginative, uninspiring, narrow view of economics.
Right, well said.
And
Uninspiring, unimaginative.
at some other time, we should drive around and we'll talk about
Yes.
the alternatives to this ideologically driven economic theory.
Excellent.
What's this Goomba? Oh,
Go, son,
wait,
Goomba.
wait.
Nice,
Dirty
mate.
joke.
Cheers, bro. Cheers, bro.
Grow a brain, you cunt.
Come on, bro. He's just fucking turning around. So carry on.
Anyway, so we'll
anyway,
talk about
yeah.
there's what frustrates a lot of economists, such as Susan St John and several before her in this country, is this fixation by essentially conservative national economists. There's a frustration. There's very little imaginative thinking in terms of it. New Zealand's real problem isn't government debt, it's private debt. It's the levels of mortgage debt, car debt, personal debt, corporate debt.
Credit card debt.
There's personal debt.
Yes. Have you seen mine?
I wouldn't want to have a look. I'd shudder to think. But not untypically.
Not just typical.
The WINS debt now is in the billions. The average WINS person with a debt, this is our welfare department, is now $3,500.
Right, you go.
That's
Fuck hell. Seriously.
No, it's true.
Yeah.
It's true. And the likelihood, the other elephant in the room, of course, is tax.
Yes.
You know, it's a big issue in this country. We're one of the few countries that don't have some form of capital gains tax.
And that would be like a turkey voting for Thanksgiving if someone was proposed that, I'm guessing.
But it's integral to most developed countries, if not all. New Zealand, I think, is an outlier.
Yeah.
Gay
Crossing here.
Gay crossing.
Gay crossing.
It's been gays got
Gays go
squashed,
crossing.
got splattered on the road there.
Gay
Bit
squashing
tragical.
crossing.
Just waiting for the lunatics to come out and paint it black.
Can't be far away.
Painted it.
Right.
But
So
it's-
next episode we'll be looking at the alternatives. Is that correct? Cool.
Which will have to
Yeah.
look at tax in this country.
Yes.
We'll have to look at the position of the housing market,
Yes.
and a big elephant in the room is productivity, which is
Right, yeah.
basically what each worker produces per hour in this country, and
Right, sure.
it is shocking.
Yes.
We have to, and we're talking about investment,
Right.
and we're talking about a state involvement, both in taxation
Someone asleep in the corner of the street there.
and investment to increase productivity.
Cool. Thank you very much, Mr. Waddington.
You're welcome.
Brother. Yeah,
You're very
cool.
welcome.
Good. And we'll do the next session on problem, reaction, solution. Right.
Solutions.
Thank you very much.
It's very easy to simple to point out all the issues and problems. They're pretty well canvassed. Most people who read a newspaper would understand.
Yeah, cool. Cool. Peace and love. Thank you very much.
Groove lips slowly.
Groove lips slowly.